guys, welcome to your lower body stretch and muscle release recovery session. All you're gonna need is a mat, a foam roller, and a lacrosse ball. So our first exercise we're gonna do is a lumbar rotation stretch. So you're gonna go on your back on the mat. You're gonna go into what's called a hook lying position. So flat on your back, feet are curled in relatively close, arms are out to the side. You're gonna slowly drop your knees to one side, keeping your shoulders pinned down to the ground. You're just gonna hold that position there. Hold it for a few seconds, and now let's switch sides. We're gonna go 10 repetitions, switching back and forth between right side stretch and left side stretch. Drop your knees all the way to the ground. Again, keep those shoulders flat. This is your third one. And let's switch sides. This is your fourth. You're gonna feel your sides kind of stretching out. Should feel gentle rotation in that spine. Let's switch it back. This is your halfway point. Hold there. And let's switch it back. This is your sixth one. Push those knees down to the ground. Keep the shoulders flat. And switch. This is number 7. Hold it. Switch. And hold. This is your 8th one. Switch. Hold. 9. And last one, switch. Hold. And 10. So the next thing we're going to do is a lower body foam rolling session. So the first one we're going to do is glutes. We're going to do it a few different ways. First way I want you to do it is if we're going to do the right side, you're going to go right hand on the ground, left foot on the ground, crisscross right over left in a figure 4 position. Make sure you kind of turn your body to the side to kind of open up your hips so that all the weight is on that hip right there. And we're just going to work back and forth, rolling that glute out. So I want to see about 30 seconds to a minute of rolling that hip out. Okay, let's switch sides. Left over right, turning your body, right foot's on the ground, left hand on the ground, rolling out that hip, working it through multiple spots. You're going to turn your hips sort of as you go. Again, search and destroy. Find what's most tender and work on that. Our next one is going to be a quad rollout. So you're going to go on your stomach, place that roller right around midpoint on your quads. You're going to go on your elbows like you're in a plank position. Feet are off the ground. You're going to use your elbows to pull yourself back and forth across that roller, rolling out the tops of your quads. Now what I want you to do is you're going to turn your feet out to the side like a breaststroke position, roll out your inner quad, and now turn your feet in, rolling out the outer part of the quad. This is normally a little bit more tender for most people. Now turn one foot in and one foot out. Roll out the outer quad on one, the inner quad on the other. And switch. Opposite. Our next muscle is going to be the TFL. This stands for tensor fascia lata. It inserts on your hip right around where your pocket is, and it runs down to about mid-thigh where your IT band attaches to, that attaches down at the knee. So it's really kind of right in here in this diamond shape. So what you're going to do is on one hip, you're going to get right on where your hip pocket would be on the roller. Turn your hips open. You're going to bring one foot in front, one foot behind. That back foot's going to be off the ground. And you're going to roll out where your hip pocket would be. So roll that position there. Again, kind of turning those hips, working multiple points within that TFL. Let's do that for 30 seconds. Now switch, let's hit the other side. Crisscross. Turning your hips as you need to. Roll out that front pocket on the other side. It's going to feel pretty tender. You might even feel pain radiating down into the knee. Now, if the foam roller doesn't take care of most of your issues, you need to get a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse ball is going to be a little bit more point tender than the foam roller. I primarily will use this for the glutes. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on the ground, place that right where your main kind of glute muscles are, and you're going to go just kind of rolling, putting your body weight through that rolling, search and destroy. You can go into a figure 4 position there on that one too. That's going to be really tender. So this is if you're a breaststroker, if your hips are hurting you a lot, this is a great one to do. Again, just rolling out the portion of the glutes that hurts the most. No more than about 30 seconds here. All right, now let's switch sides. Again, figure 4, kind of rolling out that hip for about 30 seconds on that hip as well. Last thing to finish with is just some hip stretching to end our session with. So we're going to go on your back, crisscross, figure 4, drop your foot down to the ground. You're going to get a little lumbar stretch. Now push that knee out. You're gonna feel that stretch right on that hip. So foot is flat on the ground, figure 4 position, bring it back. Drop it back down, knee goes out. You're gonna feel that right on the back side of that hip. One more time, bring it up and drop it down, push the knee out. Hold that position. And let's switch sides. Crisscross, figure 4, drop it down, push that knee out to the side. Hold it, and bring it back up. Push out, drop down, knee out, hold. And last one, drop out, push out, hold. Okay, now switch back, get back into that figure 4 position, and now hands behind your other leg, and you're just gonna pull up like you're pulling your hip to your chest. You're gonna feel that glute really stretch out. Let's hold that position for about 30 seconds. Let's switch sides. Figure 4 on the other side. Interlace your fingers behind your quad. Pull up, figure 4 stretch there. Now we're going to get into a posterior capsule stretch. So what you're going to do in a plank position, bring the leg up almost in a pigeon. So pigeon is normally up higher. Keep the foot angled a little bit more. Slide back, drop your hips to the ground, and then just rotate side to side, dropping that hip to the ground, working on prying open that posterior capsule of that hip. Let's get about 30 seconds there. Switch sides, slide back, and rock it there. Really working on stretching out that hip. What we should not feel is pinching in the front of the hip. If you do, you need to pull your knee out to the side a little further. You should feel stretching in that glute. Last thing we're going to do is just a little active hamstring stretch. So we're going to be tall kneeling here. We're just going to lean back, pull your toes with you, and kind of rock it back and forth. Toes up, rock back, kind of sit on that heel, stretching out those hammies. Let's get about 30 seconds there. Switch side, other side, rock back, hammy stretch. All right, that is your lumbar and hip recovery session.